Blindspot Season 3, Episode 5, This Profound Legacy. This episode was definitely pretty awesome as far as, potentially, I guess, revealing certain secrets, certainly revealing Weller's big secret at the end. We finally find out what the deal is with Berlin, which was a huge deal. As soon as they showed it, like, as soon as this random young woman walks up, I'm like, yeah, that's her daughter, and he knew this whole time. So, that was insane. But, whole episode I thought was pretty cool. We have Jane going through and dealing with the fact that she had a daughter. She doesn't remember giving up her daughter. She finds out the truth, at least a little bit, from Roman, where it's like, Shepard took her away. You didn't exactly, just give her up. And, she goes through this whole episode where it's like, I want to find my daughter. And then, of course, the actual tattoo case involves a woman who is actually raped by a former king. And the son that she has, and the son that she's been protecting this whole time. And just how insane and chaotic their lives have been the past day, pretty much. And then when it comes down to it, her son, who is born of such a horrible act, he has to give up the rest of his life in order to save people that he doesn't know. Like, that's not truly him. That's where he comes from, but that's not really a part of his life. And he pretty much has to give up everything that he knows and everything that he loves in order to help people from the past, from just like this crazy event. And I thought it was very interesting, James' resolution by the end of the episode, deciding, I changed my mind on looking for my daughter, because after what we just went through and what, and that was for the case for other people, and I already know what we've gone through recently and what we're probably going to continue to go through because of my brother. I think her life would just be better without me. And I thought that was a very interesting way to look at it. And then, of course, they do like the crazy reveal of Kurt being in Berlin, and that's how he ran into Jane's daughter. So that was very interesting. And he hasn't said anything. He's known for I think they said that was 6 months when that happened. So that he's known for half a year at this point that Jane has had a daughter, and that's pretty crazy. And I can't wait to see the next episode. I'm hoping, at least, that in the next episode we're going to continue to get flashbacks, and they'll maybe jump back and forth through time, and we'll get to see kind of how everything played out there, like why he didn't decide to stick with her. Like, hey, I married your mom, and I've been looking for her, and why wouldn't he share that information with Jane when he found her? Why wouldn't he, like I said, stick with her daughter if that's her daughter? Like, what was the decision that was made there? And what, and it's totally possible that he could have just explained everything, like, hey, this is everything that's happened. And I would assume she knew some of it, because she has the resources to know, like, oh, she has a lot of different names and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, so she's got resources as well. But what was that ultimate decision to, not keep this woman in your life, this young woman in your life, to eventually say, like, hey, crazy, found you, also found your daughter. Surprise. So I'm excited for that answer, because there's got to be some reason that he didn't say anything. There's some reason that she didn't decide to keep tabs on Weller, because obviously she knew that he was looking for the same person. Obviously there's a lot of mystery there. Like, you don't give up that sort of lead where you suddenly run into the person that's looking for the same person you're looking for, and you don't just let that lead kind of slip by. So there's a reason that she chose to give up on finding Jane, and there's a reason that Weller chose not to keep her around. Like, they had to have come to some sort of agreement, unless she died. I'm hoping that that's not the case. I don't think they're going to do it that way, although that would be insane if that's how that played out. But I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, if she is dead and something happened because of her time with Weller, of course Roman won't say that, because that would be, it would be too easy. That sort of thing. Like, he already decided not to use it against him, but he knows that Kurt knows. So I don't know. It's hard to say how that's going to play out, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. And then, of course, we have our other little mystery going on behind the scenes with Reed, as well as Hurst, apparently, by the end of the episode. Another reveal there. So it starts off where Zapata confronts Reed, which I thought was kind of cool. They didn't do the typical TV thing where people learn a secret and they hold it off forever. She asked him, like, the very next day, like, hey, I happen to see you. What's going on? And, of course, he denies it and everything, and then he goes to Hurst. And it's like, I didn't tell her why I was with him or anything like that. So that means that Hurst, of course, is in on it as well. And she's like, I would hope you keep it that way. Like, you keep things secret, whatever is going on with that other guy. Like, you keep all that stuff a secret, because clearly it's something big. So we have Patterson and Zapata going through the whole episode. It's like, well, it's Reed that's doing this. Like, we're, suspicious of him. Then someone logs in on his account, and they assume, of course, it's Reed. But Patterson uses her super illegal backdoor info that she has for her game app, and she finds out that Reed wasn't even in the building, and it turns out that it was hers because, once again, her super secret spy app's going on. Even though technically it wasn't an app, it was just something she put in on the computers. She found out that Hearst's electronic signature, basically, how she types and clicks and everything, it was her that actually logged in on Reed's information and deleted some crucial evidence. So there's some crazy stuff going on, and the evidence was supposed to be from this phone that, of course, they couldn't actually get the information, but it's like, oh, this is information from this dead agent's phone. This might lead to the actual killer, who, and stuff like that, and that was kind of the dummy plan. That was the point of it, and it ended up being Hearst. So now it's like this crazy scenario where Hearst is the bad guy, and Reed either can't see it, which Zapata mentions, or Patterson says, hopefully that's the case, because if it's not that he's just too close, it's that he knows exactly what's happening and he's just covering for her. So we don't know how bad it is. I would like to give the benefit of the doubt to Reed that it's just him being too close to the situation and be like, like he said, she's been protecting me. She's kind of been looking out for me since I was in Quantico. So that sort of situation I'm hoping is the case, and it's not that Reed is legitimately doing some illegal bad thing, but who knows? I mean, everything they've done so far has been kind of crappy, but it hasn't been horrific. But it's like him, the director of the FBI, so it's like, I don't know what that means. And it's kind of the same with Zapata's thing. It's like, who knows how far that reaches. It's some secret that the CIA is keeping, so far. So those, I would assume, are like the two biggest secrets. I guess it depends on how you look at it. I mean, your husband knowing that you had a daughter this whole time, that's a pretty big deal too. So I'm just curious how things are about to play out here, because now it's kind of leading towards Hearst, which is really funny. It's like, man, they just can't have a leader that's just like good outside of like the dude that got killed in the last season. Outside of him, everybody's just like, beginning of the series secrets, currently secrets. Like, every director they actually get is just like, who knows if we can trust this person or not. So I don't know how things are going to play out with these secrets, but I definitely thought the reveals were great. And it was kind of cut and dry with Weller. Like, he knew that she had a daughter this whole time and didn't say anything. But with Reed and Hearst, it's a bit of a mystery. Like, I would assume that it stops at Hearst, but it could be some other extra crazy thing that we don't know about just yet, where someone else spoofed it or something. I doubt that's the case, because they did the whole electronic signature thing. So I don't know. It's just hard to say. It seems at this point that she's definitely bad, and as far as Reed is concerned, he could be bad, or he could just be a little too close to the situation and doesn't want to see that someone he really trusts is actually doing the wrong thing. So it's impossible to say what exactly is going to end up happening in these next couple of episodes, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. I don't know how many episodes away we are from the mid-season finale, but I have to assume we're fairly close. So I'm definitely looking forward to everything that's about to be playing out, because it should be pretty nuts. But I thought this was a really good episode. The main story was entertaining, and then just the whole mystery behind what's going on with Reed, and then that leading to Hearst, and then the reveal at the end with Weller of the issue with Berlin. It was just really good. It was like, okay, it's pretty crazy. Still got some secrets that haven't even been touched on, like Zapata's. So still got some crazy stuff to happen in the future. We're already dealing with some crazy stuff now, so definitely looking forward to these future episodes. But of course, I want to know what you guys thought about this one, so please comment below. Let me know your favorite parts about it, your least favorite parts about it, and I definitely want to know your theories on what's going on with Reed and Hearst, and I definitely want to know your theories on what the deal is with Weller and why he either chose not to tell Jane, or maybe he was told not to tell Jane. I just want to know your theories on both those secrets and what's going to come of them. And like I said, I want to know what you guys thought about this episode in general, so please comment below, let me know, and thanks for watching.